Bachelor Nation, will you accept this rose? We love you. Love is in the air. It's magic. 'Cause love is on the air. On TV. So love is on the air. Podcast. It's a podcast. Podcast. Love is in the air. It's magic. 'Cause love is on the air. On TV. So love is on the air. A podcast. It's a podcast. Andy, Liv, Sarah, and Glenn. Bachelor Pod. It's the Bachelor Pod. It's a podcast about The Bachelor.
The Bachelor Pod starts now.
Passengers, this is your captain speaking. We're about to fly through an area of romance, intrigue, and sex. So please stow all your things under the seat and enjoy a free beverage courtesy of our flight staff. Ta! and transmission.
Is that what your flight back sounded like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I sort of wanted to link our trip back to this episode. Liv and I are back safely in Canada after our trip to Mexico.
Yeah. We made it. We did it.
I remember at the beginning of the week, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to listen to the Bachelor Pod with Maggie on it. And then I realized I haven't even watched the episode.
I know.
I can't watch it. No spoilers. So I haven't listened to it. Guys, how did that go?
You haven't watched? Have you watched this week's episode?
Yeah,
we watched them both last night. So
we had to watch 4 hours straight of the. Well, yeah, I say had to. We wanted to, obviously, but we watched 4 hours straight. So our minds are a little cloudy with sort of a haze of a double dose. So hopefully you guys will be able to tell us whether or not what we say happened 2 weeks ago or this week.
Sure, yeah. That's easy.
yeah, our timelines are going to be fuzzy, but we're excited to get into it.
Oh, very excited. There weren't the people we were at the resort with weren't total batch heads, so we didn't get to really,
Oh yeah, you didn't get to scratch that itch.
We didn't have any batch heads with us, really.
Yeah, and which was disappointing because we were in the cradle of paradise.
Yeah.
Bachelor in Paradise. Very close to where we assume they filmed the show, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I think we figured that out at some point that is true. But unfortunately, the day we got there, we also heard that a Canadian bouncer got shot in the town that was 10 minutes away from where we were. And then I don't know if this is true, but there was some EDM festival, and then there were some Canadian guys running it or something, and one of the people on our trip was like, yeah, those Canadians are now in hiding because the cartel is after them.
Oh,
they didn't do what they were supposed to do to appease the cartel, and then the cartel was after them.
Look, man, if you want to set up an EDM festival, that's great.
That's
but
great.
Don't do it in Mexico, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
I love Mexico, but its politics are a little bit dicey right now. Especially
Put on big events there. Just put on like, little events, like going on a trip.
Yeah, those kind of events are fine and welcome.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the cartel, though.
No, do not mess with the cartel. Yeah, I mean, they'll give you a reasonable interest rate probably, but if you can't pay that off,
Yeah. If they're like, hey, you can totally have an event here, no problem, big as you want, but you do have to appease the cartel, I'm out on appeasing the cartel.
Yeah, I'm not going to appease that cartel. Guess
and
what?
they're like, well, what is that cartel? How bad is it to deal with them? Oh, they're fine. They're totally fine. Don't believe them because they're not fine.
I don't
They're
believe
never
you.
fine.
I don't even feel comfortable talking about the cartel this way over public airwaves. such
Yeah,
as
let's change it up. Let's change it up. Pretty dark
Maybe
beginning
someone
here.
from the cartel listens and they're going to get mad at us, casting a negative light on them.
What did Andy
we
and I
love
do?
your country. We love it.
We do love it. We haven't even talked to you guys since we got back.
No,
Yeah.
this is our first chat since you guys have been back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got back late afternoon yesterday, so it hasn't been too long yet.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't do much. We did a lot of watching some TV, and a lot of getting our home ready because we are going to the Angelas of Loss.
The Angelas of Loss.
So we've been packing up, cleaning out closets, packing them back up,
Yep.
getting our bags packed, and doing lots of laundry.
Yeah, I see your computer room looks really orderly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ordering up.
Real nice.
Yeah, we're ordering up. Yeah, we're certainly ordering up here.
Yeah. Lots of
yeah.
organization happening because we have somebody staying in our apartment while we're gone, so we want it to look extra nice.
Oh, it's gotta look
nicer
nice.
than
It's
the
gotta
way
look
we
nice.
usually have it.
That's true. And you know what? I wanted to mention this off the top, too. I'm glad you just reminded me of being more organized. We, the Bachelor Pod, finally used our YouTube channel last week.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually have we have these. So like, I'm just taking the audio and putting them on YouTube because some people prefer to listen to audio podcasts that way. So
Easy digestion.
exactly, and sometimes like your work doesn't let you use like iTunes or whatever or podcast apps. So like, that's an easy way for them to use them while they're at work and listen to stuff. So yeah, you can listen to these episodes now while you are at YouTube.
I subscribed today.
Great.
Oh,
Great.
I should do that too.
So everyone went
I'll
over
do
there,
it
and
too.
also while we're talking about business off the top here, our Patreon. We have patrons. Did you guys know about that?
Yeah, we
Did,
did.
did we personally? Yes. And we got to organize something. We got to do like a Patreon appreciation corner or something along those lines every episode where we'll do something special. Should we do something special right now? Andy, read out our Patreons and we'll.
Oh, okay. Well, here's what
Are
we'll
we
do.
not organized for that? I don't know.
Yeah, we're not set up right now for that. But I'll tell you what we will do. We will do that at the end of the show, and we do have like I haven't mentioned this yet for our listeners, but if you do decide to help the show out by using Patreon, there are like perks. There's goals that we hit, and one of them is if you donate $2 per show, every month we have a meetup with us plus the $2 and more patrons where we just sit around and chat on Discord and we talk about The Bachelor. Discord's like a website where you get to all chat. So it's like a big group chat. We haven't done one yet because, we just started and there's only one currently, but that's going to be the goal going forward. So get in there.
Wow, that's a nice perk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that perk. I love chatting. This is partly why we do this. Oh, hello. Did we get a new patron?
As we
Yes,
speak?
we did.
No.
Leela
no.
Glass.
Yeah.
Thank you. You are, I'm going to say it, fucking amazing. Thank you so much.
Fuck yeah, man.
Fuck yeah.
I think it's Lelia? Lelia?
Leela.
Leela? Oh, yeah, Leela.
Wow.
Yeah. You're
Leela?
right. Leela.
You're number one. All of our patrons are our number one fans. Obviously, you, like I say, man, people showing us this love is a dream to me, and you make my dreams come true. Honestly, I'm not exaggerating. Whenever we have a patron,
So look out, Ryan and Leela. We will be having a group chat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's get
with
some
you
wines.
guys.
Let's get some trigs.
We'll get some
Yeah.
tricks going. Yeah, exactly.
We'll get
That
the
sounds-
Trader Joe's $3
Oh,
wine.
yeah, we're going to be doing $2 chalk. 'Cause
$2
we'll be in the
chalk.
States. It'll be so good.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of exciting things in the future for the Bachelor. This is great.
Cheap wine.
Yeah, cheap wine, good times. Also wanted to thank Maggie Maloney off the top
yeah.
for filling in for
Big
you
up,
guys last
Maggie.
week. She did a fantastic job.
And she got a lot of people listening. She was, she's a lot of
tremendous.
friends in the biz and stuff. And she's like, hey, have a listen. And they were really into it. So thank you for everyone who listened. If you are listening again, we will have Maggie back. Now
Absolutely.
that she got into it, we got to have her guest again.
She's in the flow. I'm going to have to listen to that. I'm going to listen to that tomorrow.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
Cool.
great. I listened to the podcast for the first time.
I'm scared to listen to myself.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
though I'm fully used to my own voice, obviously, being the performer that I am. But yeah, I don't know. I just want to. I guess I have an idea in my mind that it's really good, and if I hear it, I'm scared it won't be.
Yeah,
Is that a Canadian thing?
probably. I have a question
Kinda
for you
seems like
guys.
it.
I have a question about your trip.
Oh yeah, we'll open the floor to questions about our trip.
Yeah, I would love to know if you witnessed, not even within your group, but if it was within your group, but that's great. But what was like a very romantic thing you witnessed? I believe you did crash a wedding, so I would love to hear about
Oh,
that.
yes. We got
Okay, so
really
the
funny
wedding,
pictures
The wedding
of
that we
this.
crashed was very nice.
Yeah,
that was
there seemed to be a lot of love there.
Caitlin and Curtis. If you're listening, baby,
We love
kudos.
you.
But they, when we crashed that one, it was on the beach, and it just seemed like a really good time. Like all the best weddings we've been to, where everyone was dancing. The DJ was really good. They had this cool light up floor.
They're just partying their asses off.
Yeah, some really good dancers too. A guy was doing
Yeah.
a killer Russian dance.
He was jumping up like 3 feet in the air. It was
It's
great.
not what I expected you to say, but yes, I agree.
But I mean, past that, we ran into this bridezilla, who was there. I guess the exact week we were there. We first experienced her she was from Ontario somewhere. We could tell by her drawl. Mostly Canadians at the resort. But as soon as we got on the bus from the airport to the resort, she was complaining that there wasn't a totally separate bus for her and her bridal party, I guess.
Wow.
It's absolutely insane. And then we
Yeah.
sort of followed her around, not followed, but we try to get sound bites every time we saw her, and we heard a few things. And I don't remember anything too specific.
No.
And she kind of got better as the week went on, it seemed, every time we ran into her.
She complained pretty much the whole time, anytime we heard her say anything.
Wow.
The quotes we'd pick up were funny because they were all like super rural Ontario type thing. Like, they gotta fucking let their dog out more. Little snippets like that.
She was just kept telling people to do what to do all the time, and our friend Butler, who came with us, said, he's like, "Oh, I overheard her say something nice." She said, "That's fine."
And yeah, I mean, other romantic things. There was a guy from Windsor who wore like kind of a thong bikini, and he offered us
Ooh.
weed that we politely declined because we were scared that would mean he would kind of be on us the whole rest of the trip,
Which
kind of thing.
probably would have happened.
And how
So we
did he
cut out
get
contact
it?
with him? Pardon?
How did
He
he
went
get
into
it?
town. That's
Oh.
what he said.
I don't know how he got it.
Tricky,
he was
tricky.
talking to us for a long time, but yeah, I don't know. There were tons of weddings.
Nice.
Lot
It's
of,
about
like,
wedding
just-
time, yeah, because it's right in that cusp of, real winter time when you want to get
Yeah.
married, but you don't want to get married in like the shittiest part of winter when it's not like holiday time or something. You want to go somewhere else.
Big
There
time.
was probably at least one wedding a day.
Oh,
And
easily.
our second night at the disco, there were 3 brides in there at one time.
Wow.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
got to be kind of brutal for one of at least some of those brides, because it's like supposed to be like, hey, it's you're the bride. This is all about you. It's your day. And then they go to this discotheque, and there's 2 more of them.
At my bachelorette, we went to Club Crave, 2Ks, and I was for sure not the only bride at the strip club. But then once we got to the bar, I was the only bride, and they let me buy a bottle of tequila and pour it down everyone's throat that was at the bar.
That sounds similar to what we were doing the whole time.
Yeah, very similar time. The most romantic thing I'd say Andy and I did is we went for sushi and bought whatever we wanted.
Oh yeah, we did that while you guys were gone. Yes.
Yeah,
Whoa,
we got
wicked.
We had a
Any-
night out where we each had shows at the same time.
and we each got paid for the show.
Yeah, paid for the shows.
Oh,
so then we
yeah.
took it and we
Rare.
just blew it on sushi.
Yeah, right
Nice
away.
work.
We walked out.
It was we ordered so much sushi.
And it was really, really good.
Yeah.
And we
The-
kissed, and it was lovely.
You fist?
We kissed.
Yes.
I
Then
thought I
we-
heard piss.
The food at the resort was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, this is important. What was it like?
One night there was an item called clear loaf.
What?
yummy.
What
It
is
was
clear
just-
loaf?
Transparent gelatin with like fake crab and other little bits
Yep.
embedded in it. All the descriptions of all the food was really like brutally honest. Like there was this shredded meat thing that looked like, it's like pulled pork kind of. The description was salty dried meat.
Oh
And
god.
it indeed was
It was
salty, dry meat.
Salty. They had sushi that didn't look so good. Speaking of sushi, the funniest thing was probably we went to one of their teppanyaki things, like the
Oh, yeah.
Japanese. What's it called? Benihana style thing.
No,
and
the
we
one-
went to one when we went with you guys. And
Yeah.
it was pretty good.
It was good,
It was
yeah.
good. It
so
was
good.
very good. Remember?
That's where I asked Liv to be my bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Strong memory.
No,
So,
wait, no.
No,
That was at the
Oh,
Brazilian.
That was at the
place.
Brazilian.
Oh, I
place.
don't know.
Not strong memory. Strong enough.
So
Any
I thought
case,
that's what we were talking about. Sorry.
So our boy, we get in. We were really late to be seated, and we get seated, all 7 of us, with another like 6 people from New York. So they all looked like characters from like central casting. Like, we need 5 people from New York. This would be them.
Yeah, I think they were a
And,
little like 5-10 years older than us.
Yeah, and so tough crowd, right? New York. So our teppanyaki showman comes up. His name's Reynaldo. He starts like chopping up. He starts doing little tricks, and right off the bat, he screws up. Like he drops his spatula. He has to go wash it off and start again.
Yeah.
Starts up again. One of his like tools flies toward one of
Gets
the
over and almost knocks her drink over, and we're all getting scared because we're like, are we gonna get hit by a flying utensil?
So then, yeah, Reynaldo, obviously not very good at his job. He, when they like fling things in your mouth and they'll shoot like a line drive. He was trying that with little balls of rice and missing. He missed most
tried
of the
it.
time.
Yeah, he tried it with a few people and then me. And I usually hate being in the spotlight, but I was like, this guy's having a rough time. I'm with my friends. I'll just be a good sport.
Yeah.
First one hits me square on the forehead. Second one hits me square on the chest. third one goes over my shoulder, and I was like, I'm done.
Oh my god.
And then
I love
then
that
he's
you're like, okay, I'll do it this one time, and then just
Yeah.
right in
And
the
it's just
face.
a disaster.
And every time he'd offer to do a trick for someone, the New York guys would be like, no. And
No, none of them
nobody's
did
like
it.
having a good time. Then he's chopping up some raw chicken, and right after chopping up the chicken, he grabs a piece of broccoli and tries to fling it at people. And they're like, no, that's like cross-contaminated.
Reynaldo.
Me and our boy Charles felt so bad we participated, and he got 2
And those he
salmonella
landed.
broccolis in our mouths.
Oh, he got
We
this.
were
Yo,
fine.
you took the raw
we
chicken
took-
broccoli?
yeah, we did.
Put yourself on the line for old Ronaldo,
Risky.
eh?
But anyway, it was hilarious. It was really funny. I felt so bad for the guy. Although he didn't really show that he was flustered at all. But he was the worst teppanyaki chef, I'm sure, in the Mayan Riviera.
How was the
He was called
entertainment?
up to the big leagues too early. I
Way
think.
too early.
Was the
Anyway.
entertainment good?
It wasn't as good as the last time we went. We saw a horror show that had a thriller dance and
The
like
cutest Ghostbusters I've ever seen.
Some cute Mexican Ghostbusters.
We didn't really go to the show much. The disco was where it was
Yeah, the
at.
discos were.
Was it closer than the last?
It was on site.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So that was good. Liberal use of the fog machine. A lot
Yep.
of strobe that nearly gave me epilepsy, but yeah, it was great.
It smelled like
That's not how you
a
get
locker room,
epilepsy,
but
but
hey,
that's
it was
okay.
fun.
Yeah, and if we think of any other tidbits along the way, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well,
Let's get
start
into the
talking
app.
Bachelor.
Let's
here.
get into
Let's
some
get
batch.
into.
I'm anxious to talk to you guys about this because we missed last week. And after last week's episode that had some like killer dates, like the Backstreet
Yeah.
Boys, the Anti-Gravity. It seemed like things were on track. Corrine was being obviously Corrine, but or Corinne or whatever the hell.
Corinne.
But I personally, I thought this week was a bit of a step back.
It was a
What do
bit
you guys
boring.
think?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a bit
It's a bit of a half an episode stretched out into a full episode.
Yeah.
too much chatting. Ugh. Like between the like, I don't even think I saw Nick in this episode. Barely. It was just everyone
Yeah.
being like, "You said this about me. No, you said this about me." And I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the drama, the current drama is starting to spin its wheels, which is like, okay, well, now we got to get rid of Corinne so we can actually move on to the real part of the show, which is him finding love, I guess.
Which is the boring part.
And even the big cliffhanger was whether or not every one of the women telling him about Corinne being stupid would have affected it, especially Vanessa's very passionate speech. And then what happens this week? She's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't get what they did. Was anyone fooled by that? Like, no, right? No one was fooled by whether or not he was going to keep Corinne.
Oh, I know.
First
Us
of
as
all,
viewers, yeah.
but
Yeah, of
But like,
course.
they're usually much better than that at creating this. Like, maybe they created, they did the rose ceremony. They edited it. They put it all together, and they're like, you know what? This just doesn't work. We all know Corinne. Like, it's very obvious Corinne's not going. So let's just save it for the beginning of this episode. You know what I mean? Because then they even showed us that Corinne was on the date on the farm. So it's like,
Oh, yeah.
like off the top. So like we knew she wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, and I love when people say stuff like, I wonder how many people will stay if she stays. Like, everyone's gonna stay, you knob. You all cry when you get kicked off no matter what.
Yeah.
You're not, because she stays, you're not gonna leave. You want to go on trips. Give me a break.
Please, you're there for trips.
You're there for trips.
At the very
Half of
least.
you are there for trips. Half of you are, what's Tanner? You know you're not gonna make it. You're there for the trips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Come on.
And it sounded like Chris Harrison was setting us up for a tropical locale. He's like, guys, get ready to pack your bags.
You'll be going around the world. First stop, Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I believe it's pronounced Waukesha.
Sure.
Waukesha sounds like the name of a Damon Wayans character.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, cool lady name there. It's just a lady's house they're going to.
Waukesha.
We're going to Waukesha's.
Tell you what, you
Everyone,
better
pack your bags. We're going to Waukesha.
make sure you take your shoes off before you go into Waukesha's house, man. She's gonna be upset if you get her carpets dirty. I'll tell you that much.
Here,
Hell yeah.
I love though that they show them going on the farm or whatever in that date. I'm just gonna say this while I think of it, and they're all wearing like dressed to the nines and heels. It's like, where do you think you're going ever in this little town? Like,
Yeah.
why do you ever need to dress like this? You're in like the smallest town. You'll look like a weirdo dressed to the nines no matter where you are.
Yeah,
That's
true.
the Bachelor contestant uniform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't on the farm date, they're like, well, this is why they told us not to
Yeah.
wear white pants, and then half of them did. Like,
Yeah.
they will put looking good ahead of all
Oh, yeah.
functionality.
Never wear white pants anyways. I can't wear white pants.
No, white pants are tough, man.
They're a
Yeah, they
nightmare.
Those are stain attractors.
Yeah, I can't wear them. Okay, so what's the first date?
We're in Waukesha, which is actually a charming little town from what we saw of it. I enjoyed touring around with Nick and his bevy
were
of
charmed
beauties.
by his
I
little
was
town?
a little charmed by it. I thought this kind of gave... It showed off a more human side of Nick that we often lack, especially when we met Chris and Mary Viale, his parents. We were reintroduced.
Yeah,
And boy,
his-
I love those guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his mom looked like she stepped off the set of What Not to Wear, but
Yeah.
hey, she seems like a nice lady.
And her haircut is also K+8 a bit.
Yeah.
A bit
Yeah,
of a
it's
K+8
very much so.
vibe there.
There was a woman at the resort who looked like Kate.
Yeah.
Cool.
And for a second, I was like, is that her?
From afar, she really looked like her with the old hairstyle.
Liv almost poured a drink on her.
I was like, if it
solely
was
for that
her, I
reason.
would have poured a drink on her.
I thought his dad looked like an extra in like a movie about NASA.
Oh.
And he's so tiny. How is Nick so tall?
I don't know. Yeah.
And his sister was
His sister's
huge too.
enormous too.
Yeah.
Well, his mom looks pretty tall.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
But his dad is like 5'5" or something. It baffles me.
I liked how his dad was like, we don't want to see you on that show again.
Yeah. Yeah. That was great. And necessary, I think.
Very necessary, yeah. I mean,
His dad and Nick also have basically the same voice.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if they also
I'm
have
the only one who picked up on that.
yeah,
Certainly
I
did
picked up
not.
on it. I just don't care.
I'm like, yeah.
I wonder if he has the same thing where he bites his lip and like breathes really heavy in a woman's face.
Oh,
Well, I
yikes.
noticed he was doing a bit of the baby voice talk even to his parents, so I guess that's just what he's like.
Weird.
I think a lot of that is, yeah, he is just like that.
It's just unfortunate because I hate it.
Yeah.
So
for
we
sure.
we kind of knew his parents would come back eventually. I don't know if they mentioned that they'd be meeting a date later, but in any case, date one goes directly to old Danielle L, thought to be a front runner, and this is really our first chance to get to know her. Turns out she's real boring.
Oh my god.
Boring.
So boring. I was just like, these stories she's telling are also just basically stories like, well, I was pretty boring when I was 15. And then I was pretty boring when I got older. Like, those are all I heard her say.
Wait, who?
The first date, when she's like, I didn't let him kiss
Who?
me, and he shaved his... Danielle, whatever.
Who?
Danielle L.
Why are you yelling
Danielle L.
who?
Who?
What are you doing?
She's bland.
Oh,
Get it?
Oh, yeah.
great joke.
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development.
Oh.
Oh,
Who?
man, I'm sorry. None of us fell
If
into
you
that.
had given me a her,
No, it's okay.
I
Yeah,
might have
her.
gotten it.
Yeah, who? Her? Yeah.
I was so confused. I was like, what are
That's okay.
you
I was really
doing?
that. There's no way you should have picked up on that because it was very, very much in my own head. But that's okay. Anyways, carry on.
But yeah, she was just the story she told where she was like, I was dating this guy and I didn't want to kiss him. I was too scared. So I told him it was his facial hair. And then he shaved his facial hair and I still didn't want to kiss him. I'm like, ugh.
And she ended every sentence with a hee hee. Like, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it was, the laugh was getting to me. Everything was getting to me. I was like, and then her big reveal was that she'd been her parents got divorced and it was a tough time for her. Whatever, who cares?
I have some stuff in the gossip corner about her.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Also, I am going to go to her salon
Yeah,
when I'm in
yeah.
LA. I'm going
Sarah
to go
says
to her
this to me
salon.
as we're watching. She's like, we're just like talking about how boring she is and how brutal this part is, and then she's like, "But will I be going to her salon in LA? Absolutely."
Yeah. In LA.
You got to
Oh, yeah.
check it out for recon purposes at the very least.
Oh,
Yeah.
please do.
I want to know her prices. I want to know what she offers. I want to know the cleanliness of the place. I want to know who works there. And I might go to all of them. There's 3.
Yeah, good idea. How about the part where they happen to, quote, run into, unquote, one of Nick's ex-girlfriends who was obviously age appropriate because they went to school together, and she looked way older and way more mature
She
than
seems
Danielle did.
So mature. It was just like, oh, Danielle is so young. Right.
Like, I wonder what she was thinking. She must have just been like, "Oh, yeah, this is what I expected from
Yeah.
you being on a TV show. Like, yeah, of course, this is the person that you bring here."
And I
Oh,
feel like
boy.
he's getting attracted to a lot of the young ones.
Yeah, he is. He's falling
Like
prey.
2 of his top ones, I'd say, are Danielle and Corrine. And they're both the same age, basically. They're like a year apart or something. But 2 youngins.
Fan of the show, Andrew, So I was texting with him before, and he said he's got it figured out. Nick is just an ass and sass man, and I think that's true.
Yeah. Well, listener and friend of ours, Madeline Stein, wrote us an email, and she said he's a true horn dog. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why we're seeing Corrine
His bullshit
effective.
about Corinne's fun. That's what I want in a wife. It's like, no, she rubs her tits in your face.
Yeah.
That's what you love about her.
In the words of Andrew, there is nary a butt left unsqueezed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
One thing I will say though, I think that happens a lot. I just think he's a little more obvious about it. Women
of
get
course.
brought to the end simply because they want to have sex with them, and men on both sides. They're both kept around on The Bachelor and Bachelorette because they want to see what it's like. They know who they want to be with, but they're like, but I also want to have sex with that guy, or I also want to have sex with that girl. So they keep them around.
Yeah.
I will say this, if we're talking about the Yarmo index over here, 4 out of 6 of the oldest, so that's the 29, 30, and 31-year-old contestants, are all still here.
Ooh, interesting.
Yep.
And one of them was Liz. So
Right.
that arguably has complications. And then the other one was out on night 1. That was Lauren Hussey. So we still have Vanessa, Jasmine, Danielle, and Danielle M and Rachel are all still here.
Yeah.
So he still has a quite a spectrum of ages though.
Both of his
left
dates
over.
were with pretty young ladies though.
Yeah.
Both of his solo dates.
And I think that's a reaction to his boner, if nothing else. Like, I think he is listening to his dick right now, and you can just see him struggling with it. Especially with the whole Corrine thing. So it's going to be interesting. The next couple of weeks are really going to be telling. Back to the date with Danielle. Do you guys have anything to say about their romantic barn dance with country singing sensation Chris Lane?
I don't
that
know.
it was awkward.
It was. Come on, like it's honestly kind of enough with this. I just wish they would come up with some other idea. It's some country star you've never really heard of singing in like a mediocre to small venue, and it's pretty. This date was super awkward and super
Terrible date.
Forced
and she got a
anyways.
rose regardless. Like, you're telling me there was chemistry there? I didn't see any.
zero chemistry.
They
Absolutely
even went to like
zero.
the make-out point where he had made out with so many women before, and like they were just like, "Oh, this is cool."
She was trying really hard, and it was very awkward.
They're just not going to make it. He likes her because she's beautiful. But yeah, I feel like what's weird about him is everyone's talking about him being so sexual and everything, and he is. But like I said, I think they all have been. It's just everyone's focusing hard on him because he's such a villain to everybody.
Yeah.
But
And
you know what? I bet they all bone tons of them.
Yeah. He was known as the fucker on Kaylin's
He
season.
is
He
a
was the one
fucker.
who fucked. So
Yeah.
he's kind of got that label on
Got
him.
that rep. But
And they're
I
giving him
guarantee-
that edit, obviously.
Yeah, I guarantee some of like the less religious guys that were on there were fuckers too.
Yeah, they're all fuckers.
Yes, me,
so
they're all fuckers.
let's
Fuckers.
let's talk quickly. I don't remember it really. There's not much to this date, really, even though it took up like an hour of the episode. But it was the Dairy Farm group date with Rachel, Alexis, Vanessa, Jasmine, Jamie, Sarah, Whitney, Christina, Astrid, Taylor, Josephine, Danielle M, and Corrine. And they went to a dairy farm, supposedly because Nick had visited one as a child.
Yeah.
And they spent the time shoveling shit and I don't know, what else did they do?
Talking
Milked the cow.
shit.
They milked the cow, which the lesbian did very well. She was a natural.
She's bi.
She's bi.
Sorry, yes, apologies.
But
That was
Jamie
good, I
did.
guess.
Jamie
Yeah.
did well at the milking part of it. She was very
yeah.
good. She had the finger motion down.
Yeah, I like that she was like, it was kind of disappointing that Nick couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's like, why was it disappointing? Do you want him to milk you?
I was gonna
Like,
say,
do you
yeah.
want, and if he does milk you, I feel like it's a different action. I feel like it's a
just
bit
to
of a
have
pinch.
like smooth hand movements like she did.
she
that
sure
would be
did.
nice.
Yeah, that was great
Yeah,
movements
but
by her.
like when do you use that movement while sexing a lady? When do you?
I don't think you do.
I think more when you're touching a wiener.
Yeah, if you're sexing a dude,
If
you
you're
want
sexing a dude,
smooth finger
like,
motion. But
you
I
wanna
don't even think you want that sexing a dude.
Yeah.
Sexing a dude, I think that's what guys do when they grab a cow's teeth. They're like, oh, okay, this is sort of like a dick, and then so they start
Yeah.
tugging on it like you do on your own.
On your own ween.
Yeah, on your own ween there.
Yeah.
And then instead, it's a weird finger motion that we're not used to. And why would we ever do that to
And
ourselves?
I'm not used to it. I don't do that motion on myself.
So let's just stop comparing a cow's tits to human dicks
Yeah,
Or
hey, I agree
tits.
with that.
Or vaginas.
or anything.
Anything sexual.
It doesn't make any
compare.
sense at all.
And like, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nick,
heard
you
it here
did
first,
fine,
folks.
Nick.
It's
You
over.
did fine. It's not
over.
disappointing.
The era
Yeah.
of comparing a cow's teat to a dick or a nip or a human nip or whatever.
human butt.
Remove all sexual connotations. Get
Yeah.
Yes. Get them out.
Well, you
'Cause
heard it
that's
here
also-
first.
Gross. It's like it's just sour milk.
and it's
that
also
pops
a
out.
stupidly dumb, easy joke to make. And it really is just embarrassing for you if you do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will say that Vanessa, while she shoveled that shit, she looked gorgeous.
She's
She
been
looked-
looking gorgeous all the way
Yeah.
through, baby.
But she rocked it so hard. She was like laughing and smiling, but she wasn't being too eager. She wasn't like, oh, I'm pretending that I love this. She was like, I'll do it and I'll look hot while I do it. She's the best.
I'm impressed that it was straight up shit shoveling.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking
Yeah.
about your garden variety dried manure out on a pile ready for the garden. This was fresh shit.
This was
Oh,
a real
yeah.
test. This was
was-
a real test.
100% full shit.
So, I mean, am I surprised that Corinne didn't want to do it? No, because I wouldn't want to either. But I don't know. I mean, what's there left to say about her at this point? Like, yeah, she faked being her hands having a medical emergency, which her hands were just cold, whatever. She just didn't want to do it. She's being the villain. ...
She's,
You know?
Yeah, right.
she's living up to the girl who's had everything on a silver platter. Like, we're just watching it happen that she just
Yeah.
can't handle this stuff. She's also, I think, one of those classic, maybe a bit of a bully in high school, and no one's
Well,
paying attention to her being this way. And
as a
now-
result of being very entitled and
Yeah,
privileged. Right?
exactly.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
but
yeah.
now you get to that age where if you're the bully, you're the loser now, and everyone turns on you.
Yeah.
Big time.
You hit that age, and she is definitely right now hitting that.
Yeah.
She's- yeah.
Watch Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion. The people the people who were the bullies in that really get shit on in the end, and they look like shit. And just watch that for a comparison.
The documentary Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
They
Tell you
really win in the end.
Vanessa took an even bigger stride when she brought out that fucking baller ass scrapbook from her
Yeah.
special needs class.
Yeah.
Like, she just
Yeah.
keeps hitting threes left and right. Like, she's
Yeah.
on fire right now.
Because it doesn't look like whenever somebody, like when what's her name, Josephine sang at the end of the last episode, so desperate.
So brutal.
But with this is not even her doing it. She didn't make this.
Yeah.
Somebody else made it because they love her so much. Like, holy shit. She's
Yeah,
just
it's so
winning.
perfect. You can't ask for better than that.
He doesn't
really.
deserve her.
yeah.
No, I agree.
No, he doesn't.
I
Definitely
mean, not that I hate the guy. I think he's fine, but whatever.
Nah, I still kind of hate him.
But she should be with like a famous person. She should be
Yeah.
with like a
Well,
star.
I read a thing. I guess you can see this on her IMDb, but she was like, apparently she hosted some morning talk show, some Canadian talk show. She's been on a couple shows, like some sci-fi series. You're right, man. She should. Are there any Canadian hunks out there that she would be good for? Maybe Letterkenny's Jared Kiso. Is he taken, I wonder? He's a
Probably.
hunk.
He's a
And yes,
hunk.
he
He's
is.
a-
I love that
definitely
guy.
a
Yeah.
hunk. He's like a classic hunk.
I recently watched an episode of Letterkenny, and I don't really like it that much.
Well, you
Well-
gotta watch the whole thing. It's really an acquired taste for the first bit. Trust me, man. Anyway,
Okay, that's
we'll
a
save
Canadian
for our
show that none of
Letterkenny
you can
podcast.
watch.
Yeah.
That's fine.
what
So
was I
yeah,
gonna
then we
say?
get to the cocktail party of the date.
Oh yeah, I mean, and this again can be summed up like, well, Sarah really went at her when she was, I don't know, how did she find a bed? Was the cocktail party back at the mansion? Was this
No,
the
it
part?
was just couches everywhere.
Oh,
There
okay.
were just
Yeah.
couches
So Sarah
everywhere.
was like, I don't expect. How are you going to marry a 36-year-old man? You're immature, blah 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 blah. But I mean, saying that to someone like Corrine is so pointless because she's like Donald Trump. Like, it's not going to affect her. She's
But
just going to go
this-
back and be like, "You're the one who's rude."
At this moment, Corinne had opened herself up to it because she said, "If you have anything to say about me, say
Oh,
it to
that's
my
right.
face." You're
She's like,
thinking
I'm
of
sick
when
of
they were on
everyone
the bed
talking
earlier.
behind my back, so tell it to my face. And then they did, and she was like, "What a bitch!" It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
well,
like, well,
you just
you know
asked
people have
for that.
problems.
Who got
yeah.
the flower? Who got the rose?
Who
What-
got the flower?
Um,
Christina.
Christina was so honest with her and did it in such a diplomatic.
Oh
She
yeah.
was so good about it, and then you saw Corinne be like, "She's right, and then be like, "That's the worst thing ever," and like turn around because she had nothing else to say because this woman was just telling her the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
you saw Vanessa talking to her, and then you just saw it like oh, this girl just can't handle this. I think Corrine just can't handle it and just wants to win. So she's reverting to all these things that in the end just won't work out for her.
So,
She's
like,
not going to be.
Here's the thing that I
guarantee it.
just don't get, right? Like if you have a person like that in your midst, right? And this person is like basically succeeding by doing the opposite of what you assume is to be like what you're supposed to do to succeed.
The right way, yeah.
Exactly.
She's doing it
There's
the wrong way.
She's doing it what you think is the wrong way. And what is kind of the wrong way, whatever, anyways. But like ultimately you know that that's not going to pay off for this person. That it's going to get exposed.
Yeah.
She's going to
She's not gonna win.
she can't keep this up, right?
Yeah.
You must look at this and at some point and be like, "Well, look, if this guy Nick is into this, then I'm not." And I know a lot of them have had that thought, and I know that that's what Vanessa had already talked to him about. And they're there, and they're genuinely interested in this guy. That's why they're there. But don't you think at some point you just go like, well, listen, I'm just going to let her do her thing because I like what? Why is it worth my energy to be like, are you sure you're ready to get married? She's on the show. So if she's on the show, she's going to tell you, yes, she's ready, even if she actually isn't. And I know, and like, you guys are right. But like, you must know she doesn't give a fuck about what you're saying. So just don't even bother.
That is such a friend zone moment for Sarah.
Oh, I know.
My namesake is really fucking
up.
She's fucking up huge. I was more annoyed by her in this part
And
of the
Taylor.
episode than
Taylor,
Corrine, because I'm
Well,
just
that's what I was talking to our friend James today about this, and that's basically what I said too. It's like, why don't they all just get on with it? And like Corrine said, I have to agree with her. Like, focus on yourselves. Like, stop obsessing over her and let her self-destruct, because she will.
Because she will. Those people always do on these shows.
The only thing I will say
absolutely
about
will.
like Vanessa having to deal with this when she is such a, but she's dealing with it in the correct way. But I do understand being frustrated when the person you're dating is also still keeping this knob around. Who, at this point, he's seen sleep during a rose ceremony, walk out and not do a date because she doesn't want to get dirty and lies. Like, she's obviously lying. And then when she walks up to him and says, it was infuriating when she was like, I told everybody, like, I'm open to talking about it. And he's like, that's very mature of you. I'm like, that is infuriating. Have you not realized who this person is? Because then, as Vanessa and she is going about it, she's not like, she's not acting how Sarah's acting. But I totally understand the frustration of the other women who are dealing with it the correct way. Because it's like, Nick's just stupid then. That's the way I would see that. I'm like, you are a dumb doyoy, and I am outie. I'm going to go date Brad Pitt because he's single.
And I mean, don't forget, they also had to watch her basically have sex with him with clothes on.
Yeah.
Which is, that's tough. I mean,
it's tough.
They've seen each other kiss him and stuff, but that was a little much. But hey, let's not give too much airtime to Corrine. Let's talk about Christina right quick, because she emerged as a true hero, and it was very much buried in the episode.
Yeah.
Like that whole talk she had with Nick, where Nick was like, look, if you have a long story, maybe we should talk about it sometime else. And she's like, yeah, I agree. But and she planted a nice seed. Like, they're going to have a nice long chat about her adoption and her heritage and stuff. And she's going to shoot up, man, in the rankings.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
I like her too. I think, was it last week I mentioned where I think she might be the best looking one there.
She's such a natural beauty. She's such a natural beauty.
I agree.
And very nice and kind. The way she was
seems
talking to
kind of
Corrine.
normal, which is refreshing.
Yeah, the way she was talking to her about, like, we all care about you and you're making it very hard. Like, that's for sure bullshit. But she was just going about it in a nice way too.
Yeah. She started off that conversation. I thought it was going to be fine. I really did.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to have a regular conversation. It was going to end okay, but Corinne's just an asshole, I guess.
Corrine dumb. She dumb.
I just want to say I am very interested to hear what Christina's story is. She sounds like she's from
her adoption saga. Yeah.
Like obviously Eastern European somewhere.
I think she's Russian. I think
Russia. Yeah, like Russia, maybe somewhere around there. And she lives in Lexington, Kentucky. Like,
yeah.
How did that happen?
We know she's adopted. That's all we know.
Yeah, and she's a dental hygienist.
But she still has her accent a bit.
Yeah, Liv and I were talking about that, and I was like, it's of my mind that I think that's a tough accent to shake, no matter how long you've been in North America for.
If you watch the OA, you can shake it, but the OA is a
we haven't
brutal
watched that yet.
show.
We gotta crack that open. We got so much on our PBR,
I
man.
know.
We're brimming.
Oh.
But yeah, man. I mean, we've talked about my distaste for Eastern European people sometimes, but I love her, man. She's great.
Maybe she'll turn you around.
Yeah,
I hope
hopefully.
so. Hey, and I don't. This is not a hard and fast rule. There's several, including our friend Andrew Madeline Stein, whose roots are in the Czech Republic.
There you go.
And Anessa
Slovakia.
Franceschi.
Slovakia, yeah.
You love those
Former
guys.
You love
Czechoslovakia.
Vanessa.
So they're awesome. Let's get into Raven's date, the final one-on-one. Long past due. I think we all wanted to get to know Raven a little more. And they went out and, visited Nick's parents, which she nailed. Visited Bella's soccer game. She fucking nailed that. They went roller skating. They had some fun. I mean, she earns an A+ from me.
You know what? She was fine. She did great. But I keep thinking about the store that she owns and the clothes that she sells.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the worst clothes I've ever seen. It looks like a Siren's, which is like a very shitty
sub sirens, like
sub
sirens for
like a
middle-aged
stripper's
people.
store. Which, the strippers are great, but they wear clothes to take off. Like it's not clothes you're going to wear about town.
Yeah.
I feel
And-
like she and her store could do with a bit of a make under.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
Gunder.
her hair parted in the middle, I feel like if she parted it off to the side, she would look
I'll
10,000
tell you,
times better.
Liv was screaming at that part
Oh
the whole
man,
time.
it was
Oh,
just
really?
driving me nuts, and it's just because it's such a little tweak, and I feel like it would make a world of difference. But
Sarah, I'm with you though. Every time I saw her and I was like, oh yeah, Raven's all right, I would think back to that first shot of her intro
Yeah.
video where she's on the train tracks wearing like cowboy clothes or like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And her store, and I'm like,
And the store. Oh,
this
boy,
is
the
like, do you
store.
think you can go bring your boutique to LA when you move here? No way, no one will want that crap, man. Like, you're very nice, but you just, he's got to go check out that store, and he needs to see that to know how he really feels.
I think she's one of those who, if we saw in person, we'd be like, whoa, like a true knockout.
Oh, yeah.
But within the context of the show, she doesn't really leap out at you. But it was interesting to know that her hair color is natural,
Oh,
according
but
to her
also-
birth story.
it
Her
looked like
story-
that black hair that a lot of that trend, that
Yep.
a lot of girls dyed. But no, it's real.
I think she's a liar, by the way. I think that story she said, I told it to Andy when we were listening to
It's
the
a
story.
pretty ridiculous
That
story.
story is like pure out of like soap opera.
Maybe her
and I
parents
just don't
lied
like
to her.
she was beating him with the heel of a shoe. You would murder a person,
No, you wouldn't murder.
but
a
you could
person.
take out an eye. Like
Certainly, it would hurt quite a bit.
I just don't believe the story, and I think she's a liar.
I think that's a pretty massive and like.
And I don't think her
bold
hair is
lie to
naturally
tell
black.
That could easily be like proven wrong. You know?
Well, let's see. I would not be surprised if people start popping up being like, "That is simply untrue."
It did sound like a bad screenplay. Like,
I'm
first
sure
of
it
all,
was embellished a little
that's
bit.
why I think
but-
it is real, is because
he
it
meets he meets this country belle whose name is Raven, who with raven black hair, and it's because her dad really liked the name and her mom didn't want it, and then
other
she
way
came
around,
out of the
but yeah.
womb with black hair.
Yeah.
And then the whole boyfriend story. Yeah, that sounded like
The boyfriend story, when she said, this is where I'm like, ooh, that's for sure a lie. When she said she smashed the door open, I don't
kicked
know.
the
She
door
kicked
open.
the door
Yeah.
open really
That's
fast.
true. You know that's
And she
that's-
said that this is my thing. She smashed, so that's so loud and disruptive, but she walks in and he's still thrusting her.
I know what her vagina looks like.
saw
She
her
would be
vagina.
under the cover. She wouldn't be like jumping around being like, here's my puss, here's my puss.
First of all,
And they wouldn't keep thrusting.
since when does this story need the detail? I know what her vagina looks like. Like I get,
Yeah, that
you saw
was
them
weird.
naked. I get it.
You know
Yeah.
what? Maybe in the
Him
minority
thrusting
here.
her.
That's not
You don't
possible.
need that either.
They would have stopped having sex as soon as they heard her try to open the door. They would be like, oh, that's weird. Someone's trying to get in, and keep
Well,
having
maybe
That's
they
an
were
interesting-
so
that's
in
an
the
interesting
throes
point.
of
I
passion
feel like
that they
there
wouldn't have
are
heard.
pieces of truth in there. It's, some people they embellish stories when they tell them, and I feel like this is one of
I
them.
believe
I think
my
she's a
girl
pure
Raven.
liar.
You believe
I think
every
she's a
last
pure
I
detail
believe
liar.
all
of
that.
story.
You know what, Sarah? I think I'm coming around. I think she was lying.
I think
'Cause
she's
listen,
lying.
Why was the door locked?
Yeah. Why was the door? He was at
It's their
home.
house. She's in another place, or maybe it's not their house. It's someone else's house. But why on earth would they lock the door?
I think she
To
found.
the bedroom?
yeah,
That's just a failsafe.
If
Do you
you're cheating
lock
on
your-
your girlfriend,
You
you're
gotta
gonna
have
lock
those.
the
You gotta
door.
have those fail-safes.
But
guess
she
maybe
was
they live
in.
with
But
a
he was
roommate or
way
something.
far away from her. Like I believe the story that he cheated on her, and that's it. That's where it stops for me. I don't believe that any of this went down. I think she's a liar. And why not? I mean, let's have some spice. Let's have a liar in there.
Let's have a spice and throw a liar in. Looks like the producer sure did, so why can't we?
Well, it worked on Nick because she got the rose.
Yeah.
He seems pretty smitten. And she got that all-important family time where if you're looking at like a screen with progress of each woman, like she got basically a nice hometown date. She doesn't have to, if she does make it to hometown, she doesn't have to worry about the parents meeting that much. She can just go right back into it. Bella's a big fan.
Yeah, Bella, but like, did you notice that when Raven was talking to Bella, by the way, these are two like cat names.
Yeah.
Raven and Bella.
Raven, yeah.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick. That's my cat, Nick.
Hi.
But Raven looked very bored talking to the little kid, and she couldn't really hide it.
Right, yeah,
Which might
I
be
noticed
a
that too. It wasn't like an overwhelming, like, we're best friends now. It was more like she tolerated Bella.
'Cause she's
Yeah,
a
I
liar.
thought she would be a little more
She's a liar.
enthusiastic to me, to talk to a little kid. Like, I know, like, I don't know. I just probably would have spoken to her differently.
What are you guys
Maybe-
doing? You look very...
I'm just doodling over here.
I was looking at what he was doodling / listening
It's
to you.
my tag. I'm just doing a little graffito tagging over here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so yeah, Raven. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah, she's a
so-
liar.
I think both of these, she's for sure a liar. I think both of these dates this episode were like neither of these two have a chance in hell. I don't
But
think.
also, like, they're like all excited about the at-home date, but those do end up being boring. There's no jumping off yachts. There's no swimming with pigs. It's just walking around
Get
the
us to Pig
town.
Island right
No,
now.
Yeah,
we
give
need
us
to
a
be at
Pig Island.
stat.
100%. I don't want to watch people walking around a football field ever again. It's so boring.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate the football
I
field. Like,
know.
this is my high school. This is where I
Yeah.
had all the good times. I hate
Yeah.
that shit.
Makes me feel like, oh, they're losers and these were the only good times they actually had.
Yeah.
Also, I want to bring this up real quick. There was a part where, to go back to Christina talking to Corrine very, very briefly. Remember, she was like, if you want to get used to this lifestyle, it's like, Nick lives in LA. He doesn't
Yes.
live in this shithole of a town. Like,
That was such. I was like, you guys are mad. Do you not know that this guy lives in LA?
Yeah.
And
Anyways.
he comes
So-
back here to visit.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly. So
yeah.
don't worry. Like, you're not going to be having to shovel cow shit. you know?
Yeah, this isn't
Yeah.
the lifestyle that Nick likes.
You
At
couldn't
all.
even fucking milk a cow, man.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Yeah. So during the cocktail party, things started off a little dicey because Danielle L made the aggressive move of grabbing Nick first, which of course is an unwritten rule that you're not supposed to do that. The girls got all in a furor. Then Taylor and Corrine started going at it, which was like, well, whatever. We've been seeing that for weeks. And then they lead us to believe that next week it's either Corrine or Taylor going home.
And I
Maybe
think
it'll be
Taylor
both.
goes home.
We haven't talked a lot about Taylor this episode, but she is doing the classic thing where she's obsessing over
Yeah.
another contestant and
because
not,
she knows she doesn't have the connection.
not focusing on Nick
And
at all.
No good can come of someone saying to another person that you're not intelligent. You can't-
Emotionally intelligent, either of those two, right?
yeah, you can't just say that to
She's
someone.
correct.
Yeah, of
She
course.
is not emotionally
Yeah, I
intelligent.
agree.
It's 100% correct when she's like, she says that she's this mental health, and I'm like, actually, I think she's right here.
She's completely
but
right.
what she's doing, what Taylor's doing, that's the problem. Is she's adding her emotions into it, which then it becomes very messy because she's not saying it in like a very strong diplomatic way. She's saying it in a very
Yeah.
emotional way, and that never comes off as
And
you're just going to lose that way.
She has that condescending tone about her too, which
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you can tell she hates her, and she
Yeah.
can't hide it.
This is also where oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyways, Taylor just kind of blows it big time, I think.
Yeah, and
I
I-
liked
in
her a
this
lot.
moment.
Ep 1, what are we, 4?
Four,
something
yeah.
like that.
No, thank you.
Yeah, not into it. And I did agree when Josephine and Corrine were just being like, she's just shit talking everybody. It's true. Like, you can't just, because she was getting mad at what's her name for grabbing Nick
Yeah.
first. And it's like, slow down. You are not the boss of this room that you can shit on everyone to everyone and it's
Yeah.
going to be okay.
And I actually thought Danielle L handled it pretty well. She was like, I'm so. She said, I think she said, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna grab you. I'm gonna grab him first, and then you guys have him for the rest of the night. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
that was very classy.
I think that's
Yeah.
a very reasonable thing to, she didn't just take him and run. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, she turned around, she addressed the ladies, and she's like, guys, like, basically, I know this kind of sucks and isn't usually okay, but like, I'm going to talk to him for a couple of minutes, and then he's
Still-
all yours.
Yeah.
Still within the rules.
I thought
that's what wins championships, I'm afraid.
One
that
of
was
the
more than anyone's ever said on
Yeah.
The Bachelor when that's happened.
cringeworthy moment when she was saying all that shit to Nick and Taylor was just there listening.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
Taylor, say something, you creep.
Yeah, you weird
The other thing
creep.
with Taylor is like, hey, you're a babe. You're one of the biggest babes here. Like, at
Yeah.
least you're not a bird. Well, she's a bit of a bird, but I mean, meanwhile, we got
Oh, I don't
Josephine
see bird.
squawking in the back, like,
Yeah, she a bird.
not getting any attention.
Yeah, Josephine ruffled in her feathers, walking around.
Yeah, but I
Stuck
like
in the nest, man.
It's rough out there for the birds.
I like that duo just shoving little breaded weenies in their mouth.
What were those?
Just- they-
At first, I thought they were little pies, and then maybe they were fajitas, or
I think they
couldn't
were
tell.
breaded wieners.
I thought they were like, something deep fried. That's what I was
definitely
thinking.
something deep fried.
Yeah,
dipped
definitely.
in marinara, maybe.
They were
Something
rocking
similar to
those.
what we ate at the resort, most likely.
Was it
Yeah.
clear log?
Clear log. Yeah, was it salty dry meat?
Salty dried
I'm not
meat?
sure. I'm not sure.
Today, Steph Yarmo, our friend and friend of the show, and namesake of the Yarmo Index, sent me a little article on The Cut, the New York Times Magazine, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it's got a really funny theory about Corrine, and I wanted to bring it up here
Ooh,
since
please
we're
do.
talking about sort of the
Then
Taylor.
we'll go right into the gossip corner
Great.
because it kind of fits.
Yep, perfect. It's silly. So, anyways, basically the gist of it is that the Corrine has undergone a big /13 going on 30 style body swap. That she is actually a little kid and she is in a grown-up's body. And
I see that.
you know what I mean? Maybe there's some magic at play. Maybe it's some advanced scientific stuff going on here.
Or maybe she's a little kid even that just grows, like her body ages quite fast.
Yeah,
Little
maybe she's
Benjamin
like
Button
Jack.
type situation.
Yeah.
Maybe she's like Jack.
Or Jack starring
Yeah.
Robin
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and here are the points that would support this, okay? Real quick again. One, she's always sleeping.
Great.
Right? Napping. Little kids
Yeah.
love to nap. Two, she has a nanny, okay? Little kids
Definitely.
have nannies.
Yeah.
I need to get Raquel's my nanny. Do you have kids? No, I'm a kid. That's what she said. That's a direct quote. Okay. This is a very funny article. You should all go check it out. Number 3, her staple food items are cucumber slices and cheese pasta. These are little
Classic.
kid foods. These
I
are
ate that when I was.
classic.
I loved
hey,
that
man.
shit when I was.
Classic
a kid.
little kid foods.
34-year-old who eats that shit. But
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. Plain foods. She loves plain foods. That's a little kid. She has no idea who the Backstreet Boys are. That's number 4.
Ooh,
She
interesting. Yeah.
not old enough to know. Very big group. Now,
Yeah.
number 5, her idea of a hot date involves a bouncy castle. Bam. I think that speaks for itself. Number 6 is she cries a lot. Number 7 is her job is obviously a lie. I run a multi-million-dollar company. I don't appreciate it being called a fucking idiot.
I'm also a police officer and a
I'm
firefighter.
going to be an astronaut. And then the last one is she chose to find her husband on The Bachelor.
I'd
that
add
one's
to
silly.
that, can't stop touching her own tits.
Can't stop
Yeah.
touching her own tits. Like she's mystified where they came from, and now she has them all of a sudden.
Yep.
The alternate theory, as a last bit of a joke on this article, is that Corrine is actually 2 tweens stacked in a trench coat.
So basically, a Muppet person.
Yeah,
She's created for herself.
exactly. She's like the little rascals, all stacked up in a row.
Okay, so I have some gossip.
Okay,
Ooh,
so
so
that was a fun
so
little
sing-
thing. Thanks,
sing-
Steph, for pointing that out. And
Sing
bringing
the
it to our
gossip
attention.
song. It's different every time.
Sarah's gossip corner. Talking some shit.
Okay,
It's
so
rumor time.
it's rumor time. So I have some rumors. Who was on the first date? Danielle, what? What's her initial? L. Apparently, it will come out, or it's just out and about in the world now, that the girls think she's quite fake.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And-
read that in the Us Weekly. I got on the plane.
Yeah.
They called her the faker.
She's in
The
it for the wrong
faker.
reasons. She's only in it for her salon biz, which
Yes.
has already worked on us. We want to go visit it.
Yeah. I'm 100% in. If she's being fake, do my nails. Cool, man. I'm into it.
Great.
And then we had mentioned lightly last week that there was a rumor going around that Nick had made someone pregnant. And that's all we had said in the last
Ooh
one.
la
And then
la.
I did more reading, and apparently the rumor is that it's not the girl he ends up picking, but he makes another contestant pregnant. And what I think the case is here is I think, this is just me, I have no idea, I have no knowledge,
Yep.
but I think Corrine doesn't get picked, and no matter where she is up in the lineup, even if she gets out next week, I think she's saying he impregnated her just for the press. He didn't get her pregnant because there's all these things going around like, no one's pregnant. This is all a lie for the person. So I think it's Corrine and saying that at some point they have sex. Maybe she makes it to the end and that's what she means. But that is what I think this is about.
Ooh,
I think she's a
interesting.
liar.
I can
'cause
see that.
if she loses, she is going to lose it. She is going to lose her mind because she's put it so much out there that she's of course going to win. And, you know, so that's it for the gossip corner. That's
Somebody
it.
at work today showed me an Instagram controversy where there's a picture of Corrine, whatever, with her friend, and there's a wedding ring, what looks to be a wedding ring on Corinne's finger, and all, of course, the comments are like, "Explain the ring. What's with that ring? Ring?" That kind of thing. So,
See,
I mean,
I don't
obviously
think
that's not Nick's ring because she wouldn't be allowed to do
Yeah.
that. So,
I don't
she's probably
think
just
she
doing it to
gets it.
fuck with us. But
Because if you also look at Nick's Instagram, he never posts time with her. It's all the other women. I feel like if he is with someone, they really hate Corrine, and he's probably not allowed by the person he's with.
oh
right?
yeah,
You know what I
interesting.
mean?
Ooh, that's a
Like-
good theory. I like that.
Playing ball that way. Who knows? He might go on a one-on-one. And she also hasn't had a one-on-one yet. That's really weird.
Oh yeah, that is weird, huh?
It's
Do you guys remember? Are they going to an exotic locale next week? Because I need to see some goddamn tropics up in this, man.
I don't remember seeing anything. I don't think they gave us too much of the next episode.
Yeah, it's just focusing on the Corinne Taylor fight.
They're in
I
that
think.
stupid rhythm now where it's like, we're not going to give you a rose ceremony. Our cliffhanger is going to be whatever happens at the rose ceremony. So then, I mean, it'll cover the first 10 minutes of the episode. And then they're not giving us any fucking dangling carrots on the next tropical locale, which I really want to know.
I was
I'm
going to
tired
say
of-
you need to see some tits, but you've already seen a lot of tits.
Astrid gave us a full helping.
Yeah. One other thing I
Corinne.
will say that's like a sad gossip thing that I just think sad for everyone involved. the Property Brothers did a music video, and Carly and the Bass, whatever his name is, I forget his actual name, Evan, are in it. I'm just like, this is sad for everybody. What losers all
That's like
around.
when Enrique Iglesias released a music video with the cast of Jersey Shore, and right away you're like, well, this is dated.
Yep.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
Property Brothers singing is so sad to me.
Oh, yeah.
That's super duper sad.
Somebody told me one of them looks like me once.
Oh, well, they look identical,
Well, they
so
look
they
the
would
same,
both
so-
look like you.
No, just one of them looks like you.
I don't know, man. You know what? We recently finally watched some of the Property Brothers. They're all right. I understand why they're so popular.
Yeah, I don't mind them on their actual show that they're good at, but
Sure.
them singing is heartbreakingly sad.
awful.
I will say who I think you remind me of, Glenn. We've been watching a lot of Seinfeld and Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, I get that.
Yep.
Yeah, you get a.
If Kevin Nealon and Jerry Seinfeld had a baby, it might look a little like me.
Oh,
You also look like a young Adam Yauch.
Yes.
Big
mine's
time.
not as much the look for Seinfeld, more just the way he acts.
Yeah.
is very
we're both
Glenn
silly,
to me.
and we
Yeah.
both smile all the time.
Yeah.
And you kind of look like him.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah, a little
Jewish
bit.
though. A lot of people make that mistake, I guess. Even two Hasidic Jews came up to me on the street and asked me if I was Jewish.
Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah,
I've
pretty
been
cool.
mistaken for an Italian before.
I
Interesting.
can kind of see that. You can pull that off.
Yeah,
If
I
you're-
was
if
like,
you were
oh.
if your features were a little darker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little too fair.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Like that's totally true. But when I got mistaken for any Mediterranean European style person, I was like, oh, that's a big compliment. I thought that's very nice. Thank
Remember
you.
when we were on the street in Chicago and there are these
Oh,
young
yeah.
Jewish boys and they were handing out menorahs and they're like, are you Jewish? Are you Jewish? And they're asking everyone. I was like, well, actually, I told them my lineage that my great great grandmother was Jewish and it's all through women. So I am. And they're like, okay, here you go. Here's a menorah.
They were like, great. Here's a menorah. Happy Hanukkah. Come to our church, please.
We did give it to the Salvation Army, but because we moved and it was just
Jeez.
too much stuff. But and I don't practice it, so I didn't.
Hey, have you used that eye massager I got you for your birthday
Oh,
yet?
yeah.
Not yet.
What?
Not yet.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
I thought you said, yeah, I had.
I thought you said it dead.
It did.
It did. It didn't work.
No, he just hasn't used it yet. Get on that,
yeah.
Andy.
I will get on that.
Jeez.
Yeah,
When you get an eye massager, you're supposed to use it immediately.
that's true. I am.
You kind of should, yeah.
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 That's cool.
He's been getting me to
it was mostly
massage
a
his
gag
eyes.
gift anyway, so.
Mostly.
And I think that's all we got.
I think that's it for this week.
I
Yeah.
think we wrapped
Yeah.
everything into a nice little present.
Yeah,
there.
shit, man. It feels so good being back, but then you guys are off to LA on February 1st. So this
Yeah,
is your
we'll still be
last-
doing the
No, wait.
cast.
Is it? No. We
No,
have one
next
more
week.
in
Yeah,
town?
one more in town.
I think we were planning on, we don't know, but watching it together for
Yeah,
that
we
one
should.
on Monday.
We gotta do that this time. And
Yeah,
try
so-
to go to Swish LA and get drunk.
Or even just next Monday, we all just watch it together.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We could. Yeah. We could do all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I was gonna say we could do it at the Swish LA, getting drunk and record it live.
We're two
from
married
Swish
couples
LA.
in our early 30s with no kids. We can do whatever we want.
We can do whatever we
do
want.
whatever we want.
Today, Andy and I, a window guy came in to fix our windows, like to do some measurements he was here at 10, and we were both just walking around our house at 10 a.m. in jogging pants. And I was like, I just walked up to him like, oh, we're actors. That's why we're home. Because I just felt so ashamed.
Yeah, it was. And it's so funny because right before she did that, I did have the thought of like, I wonder if it's weird for this guy that we're both just home and just got up when he got here, and obviously like don't have anything planned for today.
Yeah, we were just watching Marilyn Dennis and then Price is Right. Felt like a retired couple for sure.
Or
a
like
nice
kids
little morning.
sick home from school.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Well, yes. Okay, everyone. That seems like that's it for this week.
Yeah,
What a
that
good one.
Feels like a logical endpoint.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
like it. Thanks for listening. Man, there's all kinds of stuff going on with us now. It's not gone are the days when I only say our Twitter handles. Go to thebachelorpod.ca. That's where you can find everything. Our episodes, everything like that. Go to YouTube, type in The Bachelor Pod, and we're there. Totally.
Boom,
Maybe
boom.
every
videos
so often
now.
we'll put up a little something special there. You don't know. Maybe
Exactly.
we will.
Go to our Patreon if you feel like help support the show directly. You can do that. You can donate as little as $1 a show, and you can do it a handful of times if you don't want to keep on doing it. It's very, very simple and customizable. But if you would like to reach out to us on social media, we are all on Twitter. Collectively, we're under at the Bachelor Pod, and individually, I am Andy Hullbone.
I am at the Sarah Hillier. That's the word the, and then the word Sarah, and the word Hillier.
Yeah.
And
That's good. You can stop there.
Spelt the normal way. Everything's spelt the
THESARAHILLIER.
normal way.
I'm at Olivia Macaulay.
I'm at Glenn Macaulay. Whatever. You spelled two L's.
Yes.
great.
Everyone's waiting for
Glenn
you to
with
do
two
your
N's.
thing.
Yeah,
Macaulay
you
like
took as
Culkin.
long
Come
as
on.
I did, but you just didn't say anything.
I know.
You really shut the bed on
I
that one.
know.
Come
I'm a little
on,
off my
man.
game right now, man. I'm on Mexico time.
Yeah,
which
we're still-
coincidentally is the same time as where we are now.
We're still a little sun drunk, guys.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah, so get at us all there individually. If you want to write us an email, we're thebachelorpod@gmail.com.
And thanks for all the tweets. We had a lot of tweets at us this week, and thanks for proving me right. Whoever tweeted that Chris Harrison did bring the card last week. They put a picture up, so I was
Oh,
right.
okay, sure, yeah. fair
Boom,
enough.
boom, 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 boom,
boom,
boom.
boom.
Oh, also, guys, if we get to $10, I'm gonna make a video pretending to be a Bachelor contestant. If we get
Oh,
$10 on
great
our
idea.
Patreon,
Please.
We-
I will make a little YouTubey of me being a character, and then Andy being Chris Harrison, and then we'll have sex on camera. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my god. We are only $4 away from getting $10.
So if we do
baby.
that, I will do a video. Someone gives me a name, and I will be that lady, and I will film it, and it won't just be on the. It will be something special.
Wow, listen, this is a lot. This is a big. So our first goal is technically, I think our first goal is $100 an episode, which is it's far away. Like, no, don't get me wrong, that's not supposed to be really achieved for the first while, right?
Yeah.
But Sarah's setting her own $10 goal.
Yeah, every $10, I'll do something fun. Videos
Yeah,
of fun video.
so that's great. That's patreon.com/thebachelorpod. Guys, we're out of here. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hopefully it's sunny. Bye.